Heidi, hi, Mummas! Are you ready for the fiery session of the day? Hi, hello!
We are Burnt Out Mummas and happy Friday. We have the most amazing coach with us today, and her name is Mira, and she's the CEO of Prana Coaching. And Mira, can you tell everyone a bit about what you do and, you know, where this leads you and how it helps people with what
EFT
you do?
is, yeah. Over to you.
Perfect. No, thank you, ladies, for having me on. So I'm Mira Patel. I'm the owner of Prana Coaching, and I am a mindset and performance coach. And I started off my coaching business just as lockdown hit, and then I had to revert a bit to homeschooling, but then came back as things started to open up. So that bit of background for me is that I was working in HR. My background's always been human resources, but after I had my second little one, work-life balance went out of sync. Yeah. I was, going into work, doing my thing, coming home, kids to bed, back on the laptop, and just realised something had to give. And I'd started to make some transitions by training and doing some courses, and then just realised one day that, I had to hand in my resignation because work-life balance was clearly not there for me. And that's when I set up Prana Coaching and went into the field of coaching, mindset and performance. And one of my biggest modalities that I use within my coaching is EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. And it's basically how I describe it best to everyone. It's like acupuncture, but without the needles. So you use the chakra points on your face and the top of your body, and basically it helps create a mindset shift. It helps regulate our emotional system, and it helps you flip the script, basically. So, if someone says to you, just think positive, and it's easy said than done, right? Yeah. And think positive. I'm not gonna it's a great way to go, but if you don't acknowledge the negatives that are coming up for you and work on that first, then your positive state's not going to stay there for that long. You're going to be back there. So EFT is one of my biggest modalities that I use with my clients alongside other tools and techniques. But this is, where I am today, and I love what I do.
Amazing. Well, how I met you is I started doing EFT with you, didn't I? And the tapping, and I never knew what it was until the reason why I met Mira is I won a competition on Instagram, didn't I?
That's so random.
As part of it, I won like a 6-week training for fitness, and then I won some sessions with Mira. And Mira did like the tapping with me and some coaching, and it really, really was life-changing, and I never knew what tapping was. And actually doing it, I really did feel that it was working for me, and it's just really nice to, be able to show ladies and mums what it is, because for me it really helped me get through situations, and even like a case of being on an audition, and you gave me some techniques of how to get through that. And I remember you said like tap on your wrist, didn't you? Yeah. So tap on your wrist and stuff. So I don't know if it's okay with me, Mira, but if maybe at the end of our session today, if you could do like a maybe small session of tapping just to show people what you do.
I'd love to.
Yeah, there'll be some people listening on YouTube and some on the podcast.
Yeah, we have it all over.
So and it'll be really nice for them to see. But with the EFT, could you explain more about what it's made to do?
Physically in the body.
Yeah, physically in the body.
So really, I would say also it's like a grounding mechanism. So how, even for me, backtracking back about, I learned to do EFT, or had my first exposure of it during COVID and lockdown. And the coach that I train with, that was one of her modalities she used. And it actually got me through COVID. So I think for me, it was just having something to turn to. Like as a mum, like I said, I was homeschooling, and I needed tools and techniques to get by, because suddenly, I'm not a teacher by profession. I don't have the patience and everything that goes with that. And I found like in my day-to-day life, I needed something that could ground me, keep me calm, and keep me sane during all of it. And that's when I tapped into EFT and realized, yeah, there's something in it. So I then like looked into it, I tried it a bit more. And then as we came through COVID, I realized that I wanted to train in it and I wanted to become, a practitioner. And that's where that led me. And it just, for me, it was a tool that I could go to as well as my children. So during COVID, I would be tapping away on the top of my face and they'd be like, well, she's doing that tapping thing again, that thing on her face. But now, like, they actually come to me and say, oh, can we do a bit of tapping? So it's beneficial for everyone, right? As much as it's beneficial for me, as much as I use it with my clients, my children have started to use it as well. And it just regulates, our nervous system. It just really grounds us into that moment. And, it, along with some breathing, so it ties in really nicely with EFT. It's just calming.
And does it do something like the tapping? Does it do something like in science? Does it take away your things with your subconscious, like because you're tapping?
Yeah, so you're tapping into, you're rewiring your neural pathways by tapping, and on different parts of the top of the head and the side of the eyes and your collarbone, they all regulate part of our nervous system. And so it's, it's brilliant. It's all encompassing basically. And it reduces our cortisol. So stress hormones, we're all stressed at various times. Stress is natural and we all need a bit of that, right? But actually, how many of us, especially working mums and multitasking and everything that we do, I think it's really important to have these tools and techniques that are quite quick to reach out to. They're quite quick to implement. And tapping can be done anywhere, as long as you're, either seated or your feet are firmly placed on the ground. So you can't have your legs crossed over. You need to have your feet firmly placed on the ground. And, then you can do it anywhere. Like I've done it in at a supermarket car park. I've literally been in the supermarket car park tapping away. I know I look across and there's someone in their car looking at me quite weirdly, but it works. That's the beauty of it. I think now I'm just so used to doing it anywhere that's safe and obviously safe to do so. And it can be done, you don't also need a huge amount of time. You can tap for a minute and it will still create an effect. So that's the beauty, and that's why I love using it myself along with my clients.
Can you use it with toddlers?
You can. You just have to do it differently. So even with children, there's you've got different points that you would work better for toddlers and children, and then different ones with adults. But you just tweak it, and that's why I love it as well, because I've had clients that are younger as well, and I'm able to still use one of my tools, my go-to tools, really.
Amazing. Shall we try a little bit?
Yeah.
Can we try a little bit with you, Mira? And
Yeah,
if
of
anyone
course
wants
you
to
can.
follow, I know some people can't see videos on podcasts.
If you're driving, stop.
Stop the car, pull over, and do some tapping. But if we can, that would be amazing. And then we can talk through
today
it.
I'm going to use a slightly different form of EFT, and it's called rapid tapping, because for the time that we've got, and just to show a good demo, rapid tapping is amazing. It's developed by a lady called Poppy Delbridge, and we'll use that. So basically, we're going to use an affirmation, and we're just going to create a shift. So I'm gonna let's use I am powerful beyond measure. Okay, and I want Paisley and Isla just score that out of 100 for me, like from 0 to 100. How true is that for you right now in this very moment?
100.
100. Mine's about 70 right now.
70. Okay,
I
perfect.
had my toddler keep me on my toes this morning, so probably
Yeah,
not
give
as
it
powerful as I think I
80.
am today.
80. Perfect. 70, 80, perfect. So what I'm going to ask you to do is just cross your hands over, go to your collarbone, and go a centimetre down. And just massage there gently for me. And then repeat after me. Powerful beyond measure.
Powerful beyond measure.
Not sure I'm really feeling it right now.
I'm not
Sure, I'm really feeling it right now.
Because there's just so much going on.
As there's
So much going on.
But that's okay.
But that's okay.
Because I know I can get there.
Because
I know I can get there.
And I'm open to the possibilities.
And
I'm open to the possibilities
of what can be.
of what can be.
And then just tap with me on the top of your eyebrows. Powerful beyond measure.
Powerful beyond measure.
Am I really feeling it?
Am I really feeling it?
Am I really feeling it?
Side of the eye. A little bit.
A
A
little
little
bit.
bit.
Underneath the eye. I know I can feel it
I
I know I can feel it
because I felt it before.
because I felt it before.
Underneath the nose. And I want to feel it
And I want to feel it
100%.
100%.
Chin point. But I need to get myself there.
But I need to get myself there.
Collarbone point. I'm acknowledging what's coming up for me.
I'm acknowledging what's coming up for me.
So sometimes there's lots of things coming my way.
So
Sometimes
lots of
things are coming my way.
There's lots of things to think about.
There's lots of things to think about.
There's negative thoughts patterns coming into my head.
There's
Negative thought patterns coming into my head.
Like that. Can I do it?
Can I do it?
Am I good enough?
Am I good enough?
I'm stressed.
I'm stressed.
I'm a mum
I'm a mum
with 1,000 things to do.
with 1,000 things to do.
Underneath my eye. And it's all taking my power.
And it's all taking my power.
But
But
I've got the power to change it up.
I've got the power to change it up.
And I'm going to do that
And
I'm going to do that.
right now in this very moment.
Right now in this very moment.
I'm changing it up
I'm changing it up
for me.
for me.
I'm stepping into my power,
I'm stepping into my power.
taking it back
I'm taking it back.
because I can.
Because I can. I love this.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
I am ready.
I am ready.
I'm charging myself up
I'm charging myself up
and I'm taking the world by storm.
and I'm taking the world by storm.
I'm a badass.
I'm a badass.
I'm a badass mama.
I'm a badass mama.
And I've got this.
And I've got this.
I'm powerful beyond measure.
I'm powerful beyond measure.
I am 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 powerful beyond measure.
And I am the queen that I am.
And I am the queen that I am.
I want you to shake that off a bit. Notice what you notice. Feel what you feel. Just have a little movement. And let me know where that percentage has gone to. 0 to 100, we had 80, 80.
I've got goosebumps all down my legs and my body. I feel like I want to take on the world now today. Don't
so
you?
do I feel like a surge of like energy that has just come up. It's
Like
amazing.
a rush of energy.
All I just wanted to go was hallelujah. I just felt like doing that. I felt like
I was getting all these ideas coming into my head.
So we're gonna, that energy that you're feeling, we're just going to do one thing and really seal that in. So that vibe, that energy, that frequency, we've raised that vibe. So I want you to form 2 fists. And we're going to do a thymus stump. So just on your collarbone there, I want you to stump there and I want you to repeat 3 times, I am powerful beyond measure. So with me now, I am powerful
beyond measure.
I am powerful beyond measure.
I am powerful beyond measure.
I am powerful beyond measure.
I am powerful beyond measure.
And then shake that off.
The ASMR on this.
I love it.
Oh, It does.
Oh
It
my
rushes
God.
you, doesn't
It
it?
does. And you know, like that feeling of your fist, like that. I feel
Yeah.
like, obviously, it's like what gorillas do, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is
Advert, the
that
Cadbury
like?
advert.
Yeah, but is that just like the vibrations in your body to like lock it in?
Yeah, I can feel
Yeah, and
it.
that we've raised that vibe. That frequency has gone from where we were before. We've created a shift in our state, and then to just really seal that energy in that we've created, and you were feeling, with different sensations. And remember, everyone feels it differently. Like, I've had clients that like, oh, it feels like a bit of pins and needles sensation. They feel some heat. Everyone feels it differently. And, that's what it is. That last part is, sometimes I do a thing called a head hug to seal that energy. And today I thought the thymus stump just was more appropriate, and it just seals that vibe.
Do some assemblies every morning for children.
Yeah,
Oh my
how
God.
amazing would it make people feel? Because it's like, I think when you start off and you're like, I'm feeling like this, I'm feeling like this, but then to switch it up and just flip it, like you said, you're challenging that fault, aren't you? So I think
Yeah.
you challenge that fault and then lock that in with that energy.
Yeah.
Imagine what it would do for children as well, like how they
100%.
conquer the world.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And I think, that's the beauty of what I've learned, doing it for myself and my children just being around me and seeing, just planting that seed. Because I think in the day and age that everyone's in now, and, they've got huge amounts of pressure on them, haven't they? And I think, if we can be seen to be using these tools and techniques and impart it on them, I think it's a no-brainer.
Is that
Amazing.
technique used for salespeople to get them geared up? Because I felt like I visualised like I don't know, like a sales environment or like a corporate day. When they get team bonding and is
Yeah,
it the
yeah, yeah.
psychology
And
behind it all?
yeah, I think definitely, because it puts you in that state. It's setting you up for your day. It's setting you up for success because, like you guys have just experienced and how you've just said, that surge of energy. I mean, it's really creating, as I said, that shift in mindset. You could wake up feeling like really like meh in the morning, and we can stick with that, right? And you can then just think my day is going to go like that. But alongside visualizing what you want your day to look like, alongside tapping, I just think the two of them and a bit of breathing is just like setting you up for success.
Amazing. And would you advise people to do it every day when they wake up?
Yeah, 100%. I think, what, and that, as I said, we all know life is life, and that's the reason that I love these techniques, is because sometimes we don't have like an hour in our day, as much as we have the best intentions to. Sometimes we, as mums, it's on the go, or you've just got to find a little window. But the beauty of this, if you wake up in the morning and you can just give yourself a few minutes of tapping, you will see a shift. You will see something. You'll start to create a habit of it. And, once you've done it once, twice, three times, and, by 28 days of doing it, we're going to create a habit, right? And I think if we can just instill that in our day, and it takes, all of 5 minutes, you could do it. You could even do it longer. No one's to say, if you've got a longer amount of time, then, there are longer ways to do it as well. But equally, that's why I love it, because if I've got 1 minute or 5 minutes or an hour, I can fit some tapping into my day.
And you could do it wherever. You could do it in the car, just before you've got an interview, something like that.
Yeah.
Mira, could you talk about that, also that technique? Because I remember coming to you and I was like, oh, I'm really nervous. And I think I had an audition at the time. And
Yes.
you said, before you go into the audition, and I remember what it was for when we went to the BBC, and you told me to do a wrist tap, and I did it, and it really helped me because I was so nervous. Can you talk to me about what that just initially did for me? Because I know what it did for me.
Yeah.
About what the meaning of doing
Definitely.
that.
I think, it's natural. Nerves are natural, right? It's, we go through different emotions. Everyone feels it differently. So I know if I'm feeling slight anxiety or nerves, it hits my stomach. So, the beauty of this is, like I said, doing it with breathing or doing tapping. So I remember it's just 2 fingers on your wrist point, and just breathing in for 11 and breathing out for 11. And that's all it is. It's just literally, you just on your pulse point, which is there, and just breathe in for 11. and then out for 11 when you're ready. And you can repeat that, whether it's 3 times, 2 times, whatever you want to do, but it's just that moment of calm. And, you know, and I remember also we spoke about a bit of finger tapping, because sometimes, you know, tapping on your face, you know, you might be in a room or somewhere where you feel like you can't actually do that, or, you know, you think, what's everyone going to think? But finger tapping is amazing as well. So it's just using the side of your fingertips and just gently tapping. And again, you can just say, you know, if you're having a really bad day, you can just, you know, I do this sometimes when I'm walking in the park and I'm just tapping on the side of those fingers, and I'm literally just saying, yeah, not having a great day today, really feeling the emotions. And you just go through what you're feeling, what's coming up for you. And then when you notice, you know, in a couple of deep breaths in there, and when you've done that, then you can affirm the positive. So, yeah, but I'm going to change it up today. Things are starting to change. I can feel a shift. And then you can just go that way. So it's very discreet. So you could be walking with your hands down and just tapping like that. So that's another way where tapping is really good, because you can, it's not, there's a set one way that works. And even if you, like I say to a lot of my clients, sometimes they're like, but what if I go away and I forget to tap a point? Don't worry, it will still work, because you're tapping on certain points. And even if you tap on one point and you're continually doing that, it will still create a shift for you.
It's crazy. So it's like bringing you back into the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And it's just, you know, because they are chakra points. So it's, you know, originated from, like, you know, Chinese kind of medicine and things like that. So it's, you know, all your chakra points on the top of your face, and that. And you can also, you know, do body tapping. You know, if you just work from the base of your feet and just tap everywhere, you're creating, you know, a flow of the energy again as well. And then you can build it up and then tap around your face and top part of your body.
It's crazy because they say every part of your foot, isn't it, links to a certain part of your body.
Your body. Yeah.
I trained in aromatherapy. Didn't do much with it, but I just remember that. I just thought, is this true? But as I've got older, I'm like, I can just see how that actually relates to everything.
Yeah.
When you have
And again, that's it. Yeah, and
Yeah.
as you said, the foot does replicate the body, and I'm very much like you. When someone first said that to me, I just couldn't get my head. But as you go on and start to learn it, and that's, you know, the beauty of it, that you can do that anywhere. And the different points on our, like, when you tap, relate to different parts of our body as well.
Do you know what? We don't never really like do things that are good for the nervous system and things like that. We're always, as humans, we're always promoting that healthy eating and fitness and things like that. But this is a massive part of, like, mental health,
And
especially
learning the
for
body.
women, and knowing your body, knowing when you're stressed, and be able to control it, and in a way just letting them horrible thoughts go when they come in, and like you said, just flipping it. And
Yeah.
I think that is amazing, and I feel like everyone should do it because it's so powerful. Because, like I said, we have this healthy eating and fitness to keep our bodies really, you know, really well and good. But
for men as well, I think, the mental health.
that nervous system is like so important, and your subconscious, like, I was talking to a friend the other day, and she like gets thoughts in her head, and she can build them up and then analyse the thoughts. And I think it's also a technique of that thought coming in, letting it go, or flipping it over. So flipping it to, so it's not, because what you can do as humans, you get this thought in your head and then you analyse it, and then it gets worse and worse and worse, and you build yourself into this spiral of either depression or anxiety. So, and it was funny when I had this conversation, I was like, stop, you're analysing your thought. That thought, just let it go. And it was quite funny, like, because she didn't realise she was doing that either, but she was getting really anxious because she was analysing it. So even for her, amazing thing for her would be tapping, because she can initially just flip that
Stop
thought.
Stop
that thought.
And we all do it, right? And it's natural. It's just easy to go there, isn't it? You have a thought, then another thought, and then before you know it, you're in that overthinking spiral. And I think this just comes with time where, like you said, you noticed her doing it. and she's, at that point she's not really realizing that she's going there. But once you start to see that thought pattern and process play out, you can pull yourself back by bringing in these tools and techniques into play. And it's just, taking that step back, realizing you're doing it, or realizing your brain, like those gremlins are there. We humans, so the gremlins are going to be there. You might be having a really good day and lots of thoughts, and then at the back of your mind there is that little thought that's trying to creep in, but it's like pushing that back and then thinking, no, like I've got this, like I can do this. Yes, it might be hard, or this is going to come up, or there might be that obstacle, but it's not going to defeat me. So it's flipping the script, as you said, Isla, and then just creating that mindset shift for yourself.
See, this would be really good for your manifesting and doing the law of attraction, because it gets you in such a powerful vibe that when you write down
Yeah.
your goals and you can see yourself in the future, and your visualizations, you can put yourself in that feeling, which makes it comes to you quicker, doesn't it? So
Yeah,
we need to get
definitely,
you on
because
a
you're just
retreat.
you're raising that vibe, you're raising that frequency, and it's natural that sometimes we'll have low vibrations, right?
Yeah.
No one's good, as I said, you are sometimes going to feel, like not in check, you're out of sync, you're feeling low, like sad, grief, all of these things happen. But I think, if you can acknowledge that and know that that's happening for you, and then know that you want to raise that vibe and frequency, and it might take a while, but that's okay. But you want to be vibing high as much as you can.
Yeah.
But acknowledging that actually some days you might not 100% feel that.
Definitely.
Amazing. And I think when you're on that high vibration, like good things come to you without you even realising sometimes, but you're manifesting. Like, I actually remember, do you remember, Mira, when I had my coaching with you last year? And I told you all my goals.
Yes.
And literally so Mira does coaching as well. And we did like where I stood in the middle and we did all my goals around me. Do you remember? And then
Yes.
one of my goals was this program on the BBC, and literally, I think it was about 2 months after.
Can you say it?
Well, no, because it hasn't actually happened.
It might happen again.
It's gonna happen.
I'm hoping it will happen again, but everybody knows my dream was always to be on EastEnders when I was younger, and I tried for ages and ages, and I always kept getting really, really close. And we did it on our mind goal, and also I really last year I really wanted to get back into my acting and stuff like that. Literally 2 months later, I got a call from BBC to come in for a what's it called?
Audition.
A self-tape.
Oh, a self-tape.
For EastEnders. So they filmed me, and that's when I did my tap-in with Mira. But we did this whole goal thing with my coaching with Mira, and it really does work, manifesting, getting your vibration on that really high level. I mean, I'm still sitting on their computer on their self-tape, so I've not got quite there yet.
Need a producer to look at it.
I know, but just even to get through that door, I had been trying for years, just to get the casting director to get me in. So I did go in, but obviously haven't got a part yet. But to get to that level, I'd been trying for years just for them to see me and be on their system. So even that is a massive
It was huge because you were I remember you being so nervous, and you were like, I don't know if I can do this. And I'm like, you can do this. Even any like you said, your goal, as much as you want the actual part, but when we looked at it, was getting your foot in the door. But you got yourself there, and it was your hard work and effort with working alongside me and us using the tools and techniques I use. But you built that confidence to take that next step and then get yourself there. And and that's, I remember when you rang me to say I've got this far, and I said, but celebrate that. You were like, I haven't got I'm like, no, because you got yourself to where you wanted to be, and that is just the start, and then it opens yourself up, and it's really about also, like we said, you can exercise and do all of those things, which are brilliant, but it's creating that mind-body connect. And once you've got that connection, then you're, bringing in and vibing high and manifesting and visualizing all the things that you want more of. And that's the key.
No, definitely. And I think for me as well, and I don't know if this is other women out here, when you like have a baby, you do kind of lose your confidence a little bit because you forget about you and you're so focused on your child or children, whatever, like that you forget like about you and your goals and everything else because you're trying to protect this child or your baby.
Nurture them.
It did take me a long time. So Iona's 4 now, but it took me up to 3 years
to get that turning point.
To get that confidence.
I think so.
Again. And with you, Mira, that really did help me to get that confidence back because you're like, Isla, you've done this before. You can smash this. You can do it. And it was building that confidence back up again because I had been out of the acting industry for so long from having a baby. It was like getting it back again. So yes, I'm still on the journey.
You never know.
Well, you know.
And you started that journey. You could have looked back still and thought, oh, still I've not done it. And you know, you made that start. So now and anything you now do is just building on what you've already set up for yourself. And I think, you know, it was that visualizing and knowing. And I think it's like you all know about getting clear about what we really want. So it's stripping out like the other things that, nice to have, but what is that clear goal? And then what are the steps that you need to do to get there?
Yeah,
I love
amazing.
It. I feel like we need a session for
I know, we need you to come on
business
our
plan.
workshop. And,
I'd love to, anytime.
I know, it's so good. We love you. What's your like thought on like the law of attraction, manifesting? We talk about it so much with like energy, manifesting, law of attraction on Burnout Mummas, because it for us as mums, it's what gets us through.
Yeah.
We've got goals, and you know, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I'm exactly like you. Like you said, I think for any mum, like, having a child is the best thing ever, but it strips a bit of our identity, right? It's another role we play in life, right? Amongst being, you know, wife, partner, daughter, daughter-in-law. So, you know, becoming a mum then adds to that. And like I always say to everyone, like, then you need to peel that onion, like those layers back till you find yourself again. And, you know, that was exactly what it was like for me. Like, I then came across law of attraction, manifesting, and I realized, it's there and it's mine for the taking, as long as I open myself up and, you know, believe in it, and also look at the words and the choices that I'm using, and, you know, basically realizing that I can attract what I want. But you've got to, that vibration, that alignment, everything needs to match. So I could say I want this, but then I'm really just kind of not going with it, just not believing, and then I'm saying something else in the background. But as long as your words, your thoughts, your emotions and your processes all match, then you can attract everything that you want. It's like, you know, it's there for the taking. You shouldn't feel afraid of it. Manifesting is like, it is, whether it's the smallest thing or the biggest thing, like, you know, and test it. Like, I've tested it where I've just said to myself, oh, I just want a sign today. And I put it out there that I just want a white feather on the floor. And I'm no joke, I know, you know, everyone, each their own in their thinking, but when I've really tuned into it and got myself there, a feather shows up. And so actually you can like control it. You can bring in more of what you want, but you've got to have it all aligned and you've got to want it, and then your words have to match up.
I think as
100%.
well, like with confidence, so you know, some people think you've got to have qualifications for everything to get you where you want in life, but I've also seen very confident people, friends of mine, that have got to where they wanted to be because they believed in themselves. And if you believe in yourself, it's that famous saying that others will believe in you too.
Yeah.
But if you have any doubts or nervousness, people think, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure, so I won't invest in them, or I won't go ahead. So it's so important, this, isn't it?
And sometimes you don't have to have everything all figured out, right? Sometimes take that step and then just believe and have faith, like you said, Pacey, like having that faith in yourself. And then equally, it also goes back to, you know, if we go backtrack a bit into love, our self-love for ourselves. And if you believe in yourself, then others are going to believe in you. And sometimes, you know, everyone thinks, oh, they've got to have it all figured out and then they've got to take that leap. You don't. I've learned that. That's one of my biggest lessons as well, is sometimes I don't have to have everything, you know, the I's dotted and the T's crossed. It's like, actually take that step and then believe in yourself, and the rest will show up along the way and you will figure it out.
Do you know, even saying that, it's like me and Paisley last Christmas, we said, right, we've got to do the podcast. We've been talking about it for ages. We've got to do it. And we actually interviewed like quite a lot of people to try and help us, because we were like, oh my gosh,
Where
like,
do we
where the
start?
hell do we start? We don't have a clue how to do this. We're rubbish on computers anyway. We're rubbish on the internet, all of that side of stuff.
Actually, you're quite good. Don't underestimate yourself.
I'm not great.
You are quite good.
I've learned along the way, but I'm not great. But there's better people out there. But it was like, where do we start? And do you know what? Weirdly, when you're meant to do something, everything just starts like working together. And like, we got the right. We had two people that did help us. That
they were men. And I think
were men, and we
lost
just
with our ideas.
We just couldn't connect with them. But I just feel like with women, we actually work really well.
All of our work, well, we work with women, aren't they? Funny enough, they just get
everyone
us.
we work with are women. I don't know what it is. I feel like women understand women on another level. But it was quite funny, because it just everything just like rolling, and we thought we would never ever do this, because we were never we're not technical, we don't even know how to do it, but we did it, and if we can do it, no, and if we can do it, anybody can do it. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. And you could have easily just thought, oh yeah, not tech savvy, so I won't do it. Do you see what I mean? And could have then just, you could have procrastinated about that over and over, but just taking that leap and then thinking, yeah, we can do it, we just might need help. But that help came towards you. And like you used whoever you needed to, or someone off their advice, and you're here. I mean, and that's worth celebrating.
Do you know what? Like the synchronicity of this today, I feel like we've had to have this because we're planning something behind the scenes, aren't we? And I feel like the whole thing is coming together with being powerful, Wonder Woman, kind of everything for, it's just made me feel like when we get off this call, we need to brainstorm a little bit. Because we can do it.
Exactly.
Even for us, we're like, it's like building a community of women, but powerful women as well. And like, there is so much pressure on mums, like what we've got
hugely
working plus bringing up children. It's really
self-esteem,
it's
everything.
Really tough, and you forget your identity during that time. So I feel like recently I've got mine back, and Paisley, you have as well. You're on the journey as well. But it's, it is really hard, and I feel like having this, and Mira, you on today, and another thing, like Mira, we're attracting other mums that are really inspirational. Like you yourself are so inspirational, because you inspire so many women and help them. You helped me a lot last year, so it's amazing to have that community, and for a group of women to inspire each other.
And root for each other, and just not let their crown slip, right? And I think, there was, I remember one time when it was very much of like, oh, I don't know if I can, be like that person. And those doubts come in, right? But I think when you create that tribe, as we well know with Body Hit, with Pieta and all of that, it's that power and that energy and that synchronicity and synergy that's there is amazing. And then when you build on that vibe, and then what you want to then do, it's knowing that people are rooting for you. And there's nothing being your cheerleader, and having those women, and equally men as well behind the scenes as well, rooting for us is all we need to then go forward and do what we really want to do as mums.
Support, isn't it? If you've got that support, you can really thrive in life. But if you've got people pulling you back, it really does hold you back as well.
Well, even in the caveman times, women would stick together, because I think women together are more powerful than on their own. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So while the men would be hunting, that women, that protection, everything, family, would be way community. More powerful than being on your own. So I think having women around you that are inspirational, powerful, and also it is it's, I always say this to everyone, but see my friends, it's who you put around you to raise you up to that
environment. Your environment is key. And I've looked at it also from the cultural kind of side, coming from an Indian culture and looking at the power in women, before you see it very differently. And, back in the day it was, male species were the dominant. But now you look at it and how things are opening up, and I look at like just myself and my aunts and my cousins around me, of just how, you know, I'm blessed with a powerful bunch of women, and they're all rooting for everyone, and what that gives me is phenomenal.
I think men are struggling though with the new power of women.
Yeah.
Not just where do their role in society, which is another podcast we'd like to do, is where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, definitely. And I, you know, and that's why equally EFT is what I've, you know, had male clients that have used it as well, and I've seen the shifts in that. So I think it's just getting that balance, and, you know, not males not seeing it as a threat. It's just actually just a change in dynamics, and you know, and it just being, you know, just a little shift for us all, and just getting used to that balance.
And it's that working as a team, isn't it? We can work with males really well.
Yeah, exactly. Harmony.
And it's understanding that the energy of both male and female, because it is different. But when we work together, it can be really
it's
powerful.
explosive when you're on the same page.
Yeah, definitely. Oh,
it's been amazing.
I've
really enjoyed
so
it.
Amazing.
Good
Thank
Friday
you.
end.
I know, a good end before the weekend, and I really hope, like you mamas listening out there, that you can try the EFT, the emotional tapping that Mira's taught us today.
I'll put all the details below.
Yeah, and if you can't see us on the podcast, have a look on YouTube, and you can actually follow me and Paisley and Mira doing it. But yeah, Mira, that's so amazing. Mira, have you got anything coming up that we can follow, or people who are listening can follow you, and what you offer? Do you do coaching and stuff like that you offer?
Yeah, so I do one-to-one coaching. I am working on a few things behind the scenes, and that will be coming up shortly on my social media. But I offer like small groups, corporate coaching, where I go in and do that. So it's, you know, individual or it can be group. And then there's more things coming up behind the scenes. So just follow any of my social medias. But yeah, I just want to say thank you so much to you, Paisley and Isla, for this. You know, inviting me onto this platform and just giving me that exposure. But both of you just keep doing what you're doing, because you're amazing, and I love watching what you put out there. And it's really, you know, even from my side, as I think, you know, it's so needed, because all us mums are doing an amazing job, but it does get tough. And I think sometimes just knowing that other women are feeling the same and going through similar things just helps us to know that it's okay.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mira, your social media is, can you just say it to everyone on your website?
Yeah, so it's pranacoaching.co.uk, or I've got two Instagram pages. I've got Mira Patel 1980, and I've got Prana_coaching. So they're my Instagram handles. So I put content out onto both of those pages, but you can always get in touch with me through that, and my details will be on there.
Oh my God, that's amazing. You've been so inspiring.
Thank you.
And like, I have to thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping me last year, and I will get back on it. We've still got to do our next few sessions.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Whoever you are, like, and I know people are busy and stuff, but to have coaching for yourself and your own identity and things like that just really does help, like you know. And even if I'll do Reiki on someone or something else, but I still need something for me as well to get my vibrations up. So thank you so much. You've been so inspiring and so lovely to see you.
Oh, thank you, everyone. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Have a lovely Friday. Bye.